Hi, I'm Tassia. I'm going to be recording the capstone reflection for PICC line and sterile procedure education. And this is my ID right there. Okay. So what is my project? Right now I'm part of a PICC line placement team. My team consists of 3 PICC trained nurses and 3 members who before this had very little knowledge about the procedure. On top of those responsibilities, we also work as a PACU for the imaging department. So we do MRI, CTs, and interventional radiology where we sedate patients and then recover them. Which means often the other members of the PICC team aren't available to assist during PICC line placement. So the goal of my project was to establish a training program for these non-PICC trained nurses so they could assist with the procedure when needed. The training included where and when to chart, how to use the ultrasound machine, including freezing the screen, measuring the vessel, and changing the depth of and lighting of the screen, and how to use the EKG 3CG placement software, which essentially just tells you that the line is in the correct spot. I also taught them how to set up and verify that the sterile field is sterile for the entire procedure. And with part of this, I highlighted the importance of speaking up if the field is breached so we can step back and start over so we make sure that infection is limited. I also educated about troubleshooting techniques that help with difficult placement along with explanation of why those troubleshooting steps do work. Now, what were the benefits of my project? First, this was really about addressing a safety concern. By getting more team members trained, we can minimize infection risk, reducing the number of attempts during PICC line placements, and possibly expedite procedures when the other PICC nurses are not available to help assist or are assisting other patients. It also, I think, opens doors for expanding the PICC team by including more of my colleagues, which when I was first trained, I had no idea what I was doing and started from scratch. So my hope with this training was to make the whole team more confident and capable when it comes to assisting in PICC line placements. And really, in retrospect, having been trained on PICC lines for about a year, completing this project actually helped me solidify my understanding and knowledge of the procedure itself. So not only is it beneficial for the team, but it's also been a great growth opportunity for me as well. Now, why did I pick my preceptor, David, for this project? David has been a great mentor for me. He's honest, straightforward, and he has a way of telling you what you need to do or giving you feedback in a very kind way. I also trust him to give me valuable feedback, that it's not just going to be what I want to hear. He's going to actually do and say things that are going to actually help me. But what really stood out to me was not just how knowledgeable he is. He kind of thinks outside of the box and kind of takes a different approach than I would, and I felt that would really complement my project in a meaningful way. Plus, when I presented the idea to the team, he was really right there supporting me, and he thought it was a really good idea and showed interest in being part of it, and so that was really helpful as well. So what was my main goal? The goal was to create a training program that would educate and possibly re-educate both current and future employees or members of my team, specifically those who are not trained in PICC lines. Ultimately, I wanted to ensure that once they completed the training, that not only were they competent, but they felt competent. And I could give them feedback and further education if needed, and then I would be just another resource available so they could ask any questions too as well. So just a quick analysis of how I felt things went. How did it go overall? I'm actually pretty excited to report that I think it went really, really well. The team was incredibly receptive to the information I presented, and they actually showed genuine interest for the subject matter. What was especially encouraging was their enthusiasm about being able to actively participate in PICC line placement procedures. They were excited to learn and to eventually contribute, which made the whole thing, I think, a lot more rewarding to all of us. However, like any project, there are going to be some challenges that we encountered along the way, and I'm just going to talk through a couple of those. First challenge was scheduling the training. As you can imagine, everyone's schedule can get very busy, especially in a PACU setting. You just never know what you're going to get that day, and so it made it really difficult to align everyone to participate in a group setting. So I had to shift that to from a group presentation to a more of an individualized session instead. And it ended up being a lot more time consuming than I had expected, but I think there was an unexpected benefit as well of allowing me to tailor that training to each person's learning style. Like, some of the team members grasped more concepts quickly through hands-on practice, while others benefit from more of like a detailed explanation. So although it took more time, it allowed me to personalize and make that approach a little bit more effective for each individual. Second, I was incorporating real-time experience during placements. I had originally hoped that we could conduct training during actual PICC line placements where the team could get real live practice. But I anticipated that could be a difficult situation since you never know who or when PICC lines would be needed. So I had a backup plan to do mock procedures, and I think I mentioned that before as I was planning this. So we used kind of a hands-on and then a question-answer format during these mock sessions to guide everyone through the process. For example, I'd pause and ask, what would be the next step here? And what would you do if the PICC line doesn't drop into the superior vena cava? This turned out to be a very effective way of helping everyone think through the process in more of a low-stress environment, and that gave them more time to practice and to ask questions and really take in and digest that material. And in hindsight, it was a challenge I had planned for, and I'm glad the backup plan worked out better than I expected. Okay, so now let's talk about my mentor. I worked very closely with my mentor, David, through this project. He and I collaborated really well, so he was able to be involved from the start of the shaping of the plan. I bounced ideas off of him about how in-depth the training should be and how we could break the content down into like more manageable or digestible pieces. Once I had the full plan completed, I then brought it to him and we made adjustments to really make sure that the team members had enough time and attention during each training process. David's support through the project was, I think, invaluable, and his insights really helped refine the approach to make sure the training was effective and relevant for everyone. So I think he was really helpful, and I'm glad that I was able to involve him in this as well. So now a quick evaluation. The achievement of my goals. First and foremost, I'm excited to report that I was able to achieve all of my goals in this that I set forth as part of the project that I had mentioned a little bit earlier. And it's been both a challenging and rewarding experience, I think, and I'm glad that it worked out as well as it did. And some of the contributions or benefits to the team itself, in my opinion, cannot be overstated. The knowledge shared during this project will, I think, have a lasting effect and just in the ability to help out. One of the primary benefits is the increased flexibility within the team. With the new skills and information they've gained, the team is now better equipped, I think, to assist with placements, which is crucial in maintaining efficiency and effectiveness of the team, and also provide quality care. More importantly, though, there will always be someone available to assist with and verify that the sterile field is being maintained. This small but vital task will significantly reduce the risk of infection for PICC line placements, an outcome that I initially hoped for, but I'm really pleased to see that it actually worked out. Now for my personal growth. On a more personal level, I've gained a great deal of confidence in this procedure. This experience really embodied a concept of teach one, learn one, and I found that the teaching others has solidified my own understanding. As a result, I now feel even more inspired to explore other opportunities for both personal and team development. This process has sparked more of a curiosity about areas where we can continue to improve and grow together as a team. For leadership development, I also feel that I have improved my leadership skills through this project. Especially, I've worked on thinking critically about potential problems and identifying solutions, and then kind of getting a buy-in for my team, and then the ability to anticipate those changes and proactively address any of the concerns that we have to fix those as well. Another area of growth has been in my ability to bring a team together. This project provided many opportunities for collaboration and teamwork, and I'm proud to have helped facilitate that even in the smallest of ways. We've built a stronger sense of unity and mutual support that I believe will serve us well in the future projects. So just in conclusion, a quick summary of what happened during this process. To begin with, I started by brainstorming a clear need in my area, and in this case, it was training on how to effectively assist during PICC line placements, and as a result of that, ensure that the sterile field is being maintained. I realized that addressing this gap could be crucial in improving patient care and reducing infection risk. From there, I developed a training plan. The plan focused on educating the team about how the proper procedure involved and in emphasizing the importance of infection prevention. In addition to the educational materials, I provided hands-on training, which I think was super useful. This was key to ensuring that the team not only understood the theory behind the procedure, but also felt confident performing them in actual procedures. Throughout the process, I made sure to foster collaboration and open communication with the team. By doing that, I created an environment where everyone could participate in the training, share thoughts, and get involved. And I did that with having PICC line trained nurses also come in and be part of that training as well. At the conclusion of the project, I verified that the team's competency was intact in these procedures, ensuring that they were well prepared to assist during PICC line placements and maintaining that sterile field as well. The impact on my nursing practice, and this project has had a direct positive impact on my nursing practice in, I think, several ways. First, as in better infection control, I've gained a deeper understanding of maintaining a sterile field. This knowledge will not only help me reduce infection risk, but also ensure that my patients are safer during procedures. Infection prevention is something I feel more confident in managing now. The second thing is increased confidence. The hands-on learning experience that I had by going over and over this procedure significantly boosted my confidence, not just in performing the procedure myself, but also in supervising and educating others as well. I now feel more competent in both performing these skills and teaching others, which is big in my life. And then another one is stronger leadership skills. This project has also helped me develop my leadership abilities. I learned how to think critically about facing a potential problem, finding a solution, and following through with that solution as well. These are skills that will undoubtedly help me take on more leadership roles in the future, now that I've shown that I can do it as well. And then improved teamwork. Through this process, I made sure to foster collaboration and open communication with the team. And by doing that, I created an environment where everyone could participate in the training, share their thoughts, and be involved. And like I said, I did that by involving not only those that are being trained, but those who already knew. And then ongoing growth. Finally, this project has motivated me to continue learning and developing, both in clinical skills and in leadership. It's made me realize how important it is to keep growing as a healthcare professional, and I'm excited to take on more future challenges that allow me to expand my knowledge and skills as well. Well, thank you for watching, and that's all of my presentation.